Promise me, please promise me that today, as we go over these 7 things that we have a tendency to do to walk away from health, even though we think we're focused on health, that you will be kind to yourself, that you would be as kind to yourself as you would be to me, even if you knew I was doing all 7 of them. And that you will remember first and foremost, imperfect action creates optimal health. My concern is you could walk away from this today feeling heavy and burdened and like, I can never get healthy because I do this or that or this. Do you know some of the healthiest people I know eat sugar? Their life isn't about focused on sugar free. They make healthy choices and they live in alignment with the choices that they make. So, number one, of the 7 things that, as I've gone over my notes in what I've learned from working with one-on-one clients that have helped me, I've watched them conquer, that have helped them to create optimal health with more ease, more quickly, and they feel better. Number one, stressing about health itself, worrying about whether a medication will have side effects, worrying that you're even taking the medication because you want to do it naturally, feeling guilt or shame for needing support like a prescription or a supplement, obsessing over perfect food choices, and slipping into stress about eating. The stress response offsets the very benefit that you're working toward. Number 2, sleep debt. Skipping deep restorative sleep for late night scrolling or just being by yourself or doing creative outlets because your day was so busy that there was no time to do it. Even 1 or 2 hours of missed sleep can shift hormones, raise cortisol, and deplete your magnesium stores. And magnesium does not heal everything. Soaking in magnesium does not heal everything, but it jumpstarts everything healing. And I want to be a slow magnesium burn person, not a high magnesium burn person. I want high magnesium levels and I want to burn it slowly. Sleep is often the first thing that women sacrifice, and it's where the body actually heals. And so I want you to, with love, evaluate what's keeping you up late at night. What are you doing late at night? Now, different stages of life are going to bring different sleep schedules. For example, you might be up with a toddler. Don't beat yourself up over that. Or teenagers. I don't know about yours, but when I had teenagers in my home, when they got home from an activity, that is when they wanted to pour their heart out to me. And let me tell you, I wanted to be there to listen. And so I adjusted my sleep. And remember, we're not talking perfection. We're talking about if you're up late every single night, ask yourself why. Why am I up late? What's driving this decision? Number 3, nervous system overload. Living in go all of the time. Fight or flight without enough parasympathetic recovery. Constant multitasking, people pleasing, emotional caretaking, no pausing to regulate your breath, your movement, or grounding. This leak shows up in digestion, hormone balance, and immune strength and weakness. Number 4, nutrient drain from lifestyle choices, high sugar, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, strips minerals and your energy. Over exercising without recovery time burns through magnesium, potassium, and protein stores. Skipping meals. Oh, that one. I have to daily check on that one. I get focused on what I'm doing and I forget to fuel myself. Going too long without balanced fuel. My favorite is fiber, fat, and protein. Boy, if I can get a snack in fiber, fat, and protein, I just feel like I've conquered my day because it really helps with cortisol and insulin reset. Number 5, ignoring emotional boundaries, saying yes when technically you have no business saying yes. Well, I'll say for me, I don't want to say for you. I'll say for me, I have to practice saying no because my heart, I want to do it all. I want to say yes to everything. And there are many times when I have to say no, carrying responsibility for other people's feelings. It's not yours to carry. And by carrying it, you're putting the weight of the world on your shoulders and you're burning through your magnesium because that's not yours to carry. And so because of that, it feels even heavier. Staying in toxic relationships or workplaces that are not a good fit for you. Those are things that will keep your magnesium burn rate high and keep you in constant nervous system dysregulation. If you have ever thought to yourself, I have tried everything to get healthy, I want you to look at your magnesium levels and I want you to look at your nervous system regulation. This leak is invisible, but it's massive, and it keeps women stuck in the chemistry of stress. Let's go on to number 6. Shallow breathing and oxygen depletion. This next one. Please know, I'm not someone, I have to say this right now. I'm not coming to you from the top of the mountain, conquering it all. I'm coming to you from the trenches. And I'm focused on these things also. Spending hours at a desk, holding tension in your chest, not moving your hips. We've got to get up. We have to move. We've got to move our bodies. Forgetting to breathe deeply at the diaphragm level. I have to tell you. Well, you can laugh at me. It's okay. I being laughed at was one of my least favorite things. And I have really made some emotional growth, and it's none of my business if you laugh at me or not. So here's what I'm saying. You can laugh away. I have this little app and it's this little bird, and I can buy clothes for this little bird if I do certain things throughout the day. It's called Finch, and I absolutely love it. And my grandfather would not understand it, but he also didn't live in the time and day that I'm living in now with all of the different things bombarding me that need my time. And you might feel like that too. And that little app, and because it makes it a game, it gamifies it, it helps me remember to do deep breathing throughout the day. Deep breathing is everything when it comes to nervous system regulation and putting oxygen throughout your body. Less oxygen, not breathing, is lower energy, poor detox, and sluggish metabolism. Number 7, the last one, over-reliance on quick fixes. Do you remember? I remember as a little girl watching Romper Room and watching Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street. And if you can remember those shows, you might be younger than that, but if you're like me and you can remember those shows, think of Mr. Rogers. He focused on a concept and he talked about it throughout the whole show. And the pace was very calm, was very nurturing versus Sesame Street that was bing, 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 bing. It would change slides, bing, 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 bing. And now even more with our scrolling are scrolling of social media, we want it fixed immediately. Our expectations, we might not even recognize we're expecting that, but because we can see the solution happening immediately for other people, we want that happening for us. A quick fix is an over reliance without looking at the root cause. And I've called that the foundation for years. For 25 years now, I've been saying, let's build a strong foundation. A strong foundation takes away so many symptoms. And then once you've got that strong foundation built, and it starts with magnesium, once you've got that strong foundation built, then let's look and see what's left over. For example, expecting one thing like taking vitamin D synthetically, expecting it to make you healthy overnight, or boom, taking thyroid medicine. Now, many people need thyroid medicine, but expecting it to fix everything overnight when lifestyle stresses are draining you. We have to have balance, and we need to look at that core foundation of what our body is built on. You'll constantly be searching for quick fixes if you haven't focused on your foundation. This creates the paradox of medicating while stressing about the medication, or supplementing while stressing about the supplement. I cannot tell you how many women need that little boost from thyroid medication, but they're agonizing and beating themselves up that they're on thyroid medication because they want to do it naturally. Healthy women make their decisions, and they make their decisions strongly. If you have decided, you and your board of directors, because you are the CEO of your health and you bring on people on your board of directors. If you have decided with yourself and someone on your board of directors, a naturopath, a doctor, whomever that might be, that your body would benefit from thyroid medication, can we just celebrate? We figured out our body needs some support. Let's add it without feeling guilty. That doesn't mean you have to be on it the rest of your life. And as you build and support, there might be a time that you walk off of it, or you might be someone that needs to be on it the rest of your life because your body doesn't produce thyroid hormones and you need thyroid hormones. How brilliant of you to figure out what you need and to add that, instead of stressing over the decision that you made. We as women leak our health. Now, I'm sure men do too. My focus is women. We as women can leak our health when we're constantly putting output without replenishment. The replenishment is where we heal. Replenishment, sleeping, restorative sleep. And I saw a study, oh my gosh, I wasn't going to bring this up. It just popped into my head. I can't remember where the study's from, but it showed the difference of 8 hours of sleep when you went to bed at 10 o'clock versus 8 hours of sleep when you went to bed at midnight. And it was so much less restorative sleep. And that's where we heal. And the closer you are to perimenopause and menopause, the more sleep your body needs. That one was a transition for me because I like to do things and my head's full of ideas and I want to follow through on them, and I want to make sure that I've got that creative time and that I'm creating and connecting with little ones that call me grandma and adult children that call me mom and my husband. And every single day that we have with those people is a gift. And I don't want to miss a moment. My body required more sleep, which meant turning to my husband and saying, this was a great conversation that we're having. I'm headed to bed because my body needs the rest. Now, it's much easier for me to say that now. In the beginning, oh, it was hard because I didn't want to go to bed. I wanted to be up and interacting with him and connecting with him and laughing with him. I require more sleep now that I'm post-menopausal. Setting boundaries, self-compassion, minerals, sleep, those are the building blocks of optimal health. Please, as you go over those, as you listen to those, I'm hoping that you don't beat yourself up and say, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. Instead, let's shift our focus to a healthier focus. And let's say, what am I nailing on that list? So I'm going to go back over my list and I'm going to start about number 1. I do not stress over the supplements that I take to support my health. I don't do it. I'm grateful for them. Now, I used to stress over them. And so boom, that is huge improvement for me. Tell me, have you had improvement in that area? Or is that an area that you want to put some focus on and focus on not stressing or obsessing over perfect food choices? Oh my gosh, can I tell you, this probably added 15 years to my healing cycle because somewhere my head picked up the fact I had to eat perfectly to deserve being healthy. And that is a big, fat, hairy lie. You do not have to eat perfectly. The healthiest people I know do not eat perfectly. There are times that I have had to eat better than other times. My goal is 80-20, 80% nourishing foods and 20% variance from nourishing foods. And sometimes I've had to do 98-2 because my body was so sick. And so I'm not saying that you have to be 80-20. Only you can decide where you're at. But most people will have some variance on that healthy food. Let's not stress about it because it offsets the very benefit that we're working for. Sleep debt. This one's been a tough one for me lately. And I have been practicing. When something's hard for me or feels hard, I practice saying it. And I have been staying up too late watching these great documentaries with my husband. Did I tell you? I'm going over to a magnesium worldwide conference for magnesium in a room filled with doctors who are as sold on soaking in magnesium, and they will be sharing cutting edge research into the benefits of magnesium. And so we also will have a little travel time while we're there in the Netherlands. And so we've been watching all these documentaries and things about the history and the country, and I love that. I've been practicing saying to my husband, Morgan, this is an amazing show. I'm going to bed. And so I've had to practice that because I've been staying up too late. And that's where my body heals, is when we're resting, when we're sleeping. And it helps keep my nervous system regulated. How are you doing on sleep? Post in the comments and let me know. Nervous system overload, saying yes. I actually practice with my husband every week. And I'll say, I need a session of practicing no. And he'll give me different scenarios that are like pretend or made up. And he'll say, oh, Kristen, I want to go thrifting because I love to thrift. I love it. And he'll say, let's go thrifting right now. And I'll practice saying, oh, thanks for inviting me. Right now, I'm not able to leave to go thrifting. It's hard for me to say that because I love thrifting, but I had goals for that day that I need to finish up for the company or for my family. So I practice saying that with them because that leak can show up in digestion, hormone balance, and immune system function. How are you on nervous system? overload. Does that one get to you at all? Post in the comments. Tell me what you think. Number 4, nutrient drain from lifestyle choices, people pleasing, caretaking. Yeah, that's me. And so asking myself and learning how to say things like, let me check my calendar and I'll get back to you with that. I'd really love to do that, but I need to check my calendar. That one little sentence, or maybe two, has been the most helpful when it comes to people pleasing and making sure that my boundaries are mine and it's not my responsibility to fulfill theirs. And that one's been very helpful for me. So that nervous system overload, go, 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 and allowing myself time to rest and read and draw and create and paint and work in the fairy garden with, well, okay, sometimes we don't even work in the fairy garden with our grandkids. We work in the fairy garden when our grandkids aren't even there, because Morgan and I really enjoy that. And I need to create time and space in my life to do those things, that I'm not in constant go factor. So talk to me about you. Are you constantly going? Do you allow yourself time to rest without feeling guilty that you're resting? Let me know on that one. Number 4, nutrient drain, high sugar, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods. If my husband and I plan, and we do our meal planning on Sunday, if we forget to plan, we end up eating out so much. That planning on Sunday is non-negotiable for us. What do you want to eat this week? What are our needs this week? Where's the grocery? We have a couple different stores and markets that we shop at. Where are we going to pick those up? We made a shared note in our notes app so that as I check off things, he can see that we don't need to get that, or vice versa. Just game changing for us. And so making sure that we're doing that really helps both of us on that one, to eat healthier, nutrient-dense foods. 5, ignoring emotional boundaries, saying yes when you mean no. If I say yes and I feel tight or guilty, I'll say, oh, wait a minute, can I get back to you on this? But if I'm disconnected from my body and not feeling that, then I'm saying yes to everything, which means I'm not doing a good job anywhere. And I want to do a good job. I'm someone who really enjoys knowing that I've helped, or that I've made a difference, or that I've walked away doing my best. And if I'm saying yes to everyone, it's not happening, and it keeps me and others stuck in stress chemistry. And then we create that pattern, right? We're creating that pattern. Shallow breathing. Now, maybe you need a reminder like I do. Try Finch. It's an app. It's a fun app. It gamifies, and you can set all of these different goals, from breathing to dishes to exercise to mental clarity to reading a book, listening to Audible, like all sorts of things. And you can create your own. And it really has helped me on shallow breathing, because it reminds me. And then when I do it all, throughout the day, I get extra little, I think it's gold coins. And I can buy clothes for my little bird. I just bought a Paris t-shirt. It's very cute. And I bought it because I remembered to do all of my deep breathing. Over-reliance on quick fixes. I see this one a lot with magnesium. Women that have been sick for 5, 10, 15, 20 years have low energy, and they expect 2 nights of soaking to take all of that away. Unrealistic expectations on your health will never be met, meaning you'll never experience feeling better, because your expectations are unrealistic compared to the actions that you're doing. And making sure that our expectations are realistic. I've seen some people have to soak 30, 45 times before they start feeling the benefit. And those are the ones that need it the very most. Now, some people feel it the very first time they soak. Others don't. But it doesn't mean you give up. You continue on determining where your magnesium levels are at. So I'm going to look down now at my laptop and see if anybody's left some comments, because that's my very favorite part. Oh, greetings from Chicago. What is your weather like? We finally had some sweater weather this morning, but I can tell sitting here that when I'm off the live, the sweater is going to have to come off because it's warming up again. So how's your weather, Star Wanderer? I love that, in Chicago, and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Remsha, I believe is how you say that, waving hello back. Noisy storms made it difficult to sleep, says Colleen. Oh, I do this too, Colleen. I sleep with my phone charging in another room because the habit of picking up my phone and checking email and getting pulled right into work is real for me. And so by creating a disconnect, that my phone charges in another room, I wake up, I do my stretching, I water my flowers, I spend that time outside, I do those kinds of things just simply by putting my phone somewhere else. I love that. And then let's check a little bit down further. Oh, Colleen, you use Finch too. It is, it's fun. And when something is fun, it becomes less stressful and helps us regulate our nervous system. Let me tell you who the Queen of Finch is, and that is Shelley. She's the Queen of Finch. Okay. I think we got everything. Oh, soaking in magnesium. Oh my gosh, Colleen, soaking in magnesium is on your Finch. Life made my dreams come true that I didn't even realize was a dream. How fun is that? So on one of Colleen's personal goals, she added soaking in magnesium. And then that way, when you do, you get this little vibration on the phone and this little bit of music. And then you get some points and you go, man, I am a rock star because I just finished that. It's really fun. And you have to tell me. And now, please know, I used to be that person. Do you remember when there was some game on Facebook and you'd request people and you'd get extra something? I think it was gold coins or farm animals or something. I used to roll my eyes at that. To all those people that I did, forgive me. I did not recognize that gamification makes it easier to create optimal health. I was wrong. I was absolutely dead wrong. And I should not have done that because I now am one of those people who loves gamification when it comes to meeting goals. And right now for me, I am in my planning session. This September is my month because my last quarter of the year is actually September to November. And that works better for me with the company, with my life. And then that way I feel like I'm on top of things when my beginning of the year starts, which is actually in December, January, February. So I work in 3-month quarters, but I've shifted mine a little bit, and man, that works so much better for me. And, working on that right now, and probably September is one of my favorite months of the year because I love setting up. I'm trying a new system for my planning on my wall. I'm very visual. I have to see it visual, and I am loving it. I am loving it so much. Let me know in the comments below, and I could take you through a little walkthrough of what I've done. It's not fancy. It's not like super aesthetically beautiful, but oh, it is helping me so much. And so I think is what I'm going to do is upgrade it even more and put it in a really pretty frame. So it's in my bedroom. So when I first wake up, it's the first thing I see. So it's in my bedroom and it's a little bit more visually appealing. So I think I'm going to find a frame that fits it's like a poster board trifold kind of thing that I found. But this is my favorite time of the year. Tell me, what do you love for planning? What kind of planner do you use? What kind of notebook do you use? I told you, oh, and I'll show you one of my favorite things. I just barely found this. Have you seen the price on Post-it notes? I was in the store and they wanted $24 for this size of Post-it note for 6. And I was like, absolutely not. So I ran to Walmart and they had them on clearance. Run to your Walmart. If you are a Post-it note queen, run to your Walmart. I was finding them for 75 cents for a single pack. Such a better price than 24 for 6. But I do want to show you the little, let me pull it back here from my desk because I have my desk pretty much set up exactly how I want it. Okay, now, if I could create out of wood or something, I would even add one more tier to this. I would make this tier a little bit lower because I don't need as big I don't need as many of the big notes. And then I would have a section for this size of note. I would have a section for this size. And then I also love this size. And so it would have 3 little sections with this bottom one being a little bit narrower. But I made this one work. And I love this for my Post-it notes. So it's got all my Post-it notes right there that I need, depending on the size. And I think I'm going to go grab another one of these to keep in my bedroom. These I use for the office. And like, for example, today I'll do an Instagram carousel post and I'll write some things out on some Post-it notes and send a picture of it to Shelly. But in that planning phase, I love Post-it notes. The other thing that I did, I dropped my moleskin. I can't even believe I said that. I have been a moleskin user for years and years and years and years and years, probably from the beginning of the company. I've been a moleskin user for that long. But their paper got thinner, and I like using, here's my little pen stash. I like using thick markers, thick Sharpies sometimes, and it bleeds through too much. And so I changed over my notebook even. So tell me, I'm on a quest. What's your favorite notebook to write in? What's your favorite pen? Are you a Post-it note queen? I have bought some generic ones and they just don't stick like a Post-it notes. And so I will not buy off-brand Post-it notes. I've had Post-it notes stick for years. One that we measured, once it was stuck up there, I just wanted to see how long it would stay. And it was over 6 years that Post-it note stayed without dropping down to the floor off of this calendar that I had up on the wall. So tell me, what's your system? Are you thinking about planning right now? Are you looking into that? Or do you wait closer toward the end of the year? Is what I'm thinking about doing is setting up. I've been working back with one-on-one clients. And if you would love to work one-on-one where we can really dial down on blood work and all of those things and create a pathway that will optimize your health. And remember, I'm not a doctor, not diagnosing, not prescribing, not telling you what to do. I just share some things in those appointments. I'll ask Shelly to throw up that link so that you can make an appointment if you want to do that. I'm thinking about doing it's like a vision board planning session that takes a couple hours and having all the supplies ready for people. And then you actually come and do it with me and we walk through. I've already done mine, but I'll show you mine and we walk through it together and you create the space and time to actually do that. I'm thinking of maybe doing that in November, that first week in November. So let me know if you think that would be something that you would enjoy doing. And we could do it in person. We could do it online. I'm not sure. It was one of those ideas in the back of my head. And I would love I would love to set up a class where I've actually got everything there for you to use. The stickers, the note, the planners, all the things. I have a beautiful vision board magazine that I have that you can cut different things that you can put on your vision board, and it just makes it so easy. Plus, I have stacks and stacks of magazines that I go through and I cut out for visual things on my board. Oh, it's just one of my favorite things to do. I thought, oh, that might be a fun thing that other people would enjoy too. So let me know if that's something you'd enjoy. Remember, the 7 things that we talked about. Imperfect action still creates optimal health. You don't have to be perfect on these things. You don't have to do them perfectly. Constant, gradual improvement. That's what I want from my body, from my life, from my connections with people, from my company. Constant, gradual improvement. Not the big, huge, massive, gargantuan things, because I've found that's not what gets people to their end goals. It's the little teeny consistent steps. In fact, let me finish with this story. I love being out in my flowers. Now, we moved in, I think it was about April, into this house, and the yards had not been taken care of. And so I saw some roses, I saw some peony bushes. I was really excited. I didn't do a lot of things because we were moving in, had some health challenges. So I didn't do as much as I wanted to do, but I did start working in the beds. And one of the things that I love to plant is Elysium. That little teeny white or purple flower. And I planted them among the garden beds that were already there. There's this beautiful Elysium. And that little teeny Elysium plant that was about this big are now like this. And they just spread and they're beautiful. I have to hold it up while my husband edges underneath so he doesn't take out all of my Elysium because it's just spilled out. And they're spectacular in the morning. And when I walk out there, there's tons of bees. And it's just my favorite time of day to water the Elysium. Well, all down the side where I did it, they're massive, like bigger than this. They're huge. And then at the end, they're about this big. I'm like, what's up with that? You know what I realized? I don't water consistently at the end. I start kind of getting like, I get back in the house. I've got things I've got to do. Those last 2 plants, I don't water as consistently. And so instead of that optimal thriving that we all want from just consistent daily watering, they are struggling because they get inconsistent watering at the end. And so they're about this big and they don't look nearly as pretty as the other ones do. And it just is a lack of consistent watering on my part. And our health is the same way. Consistency. Don't think about adding something new. Think about getting consistent with what you've added. Imperfect consistency is one of the most important habits you can create for optimal health, either creating it or maintaining it, whichever space that you're in. Consistent action, small, gradual changes, consistency, small, tiny, consistent steps are what help you create optimal health. Delightful being with you. I'd love to know paper supplies, pens, planning, the 7 things that we talked about today. Did any of them resonate with you? Do you have an area that you're just like, oh my gosh, I do so good on that one? Post it in the comments below and let me celebrate with you. Healthy women are connected women and we celebrate with each other. Have the best day and I'll see you Monday. Yeah, I'll see. Oh, no. Not the live on Monday because next Monday we are doing the master class. I had to put it off. I had a tooth issue. So I've been in a dental chair. So next Monday, I won't do the live, but I will do the masterclass. If you'd like to be a part of that masterclass, Shelly will throw up the link. You have to join the Good Journal, and that's the only place that link goes. And you have to show up by camera. You can't be off camera and join the masterclass. It's a little bit smaller group. We're going to focus on some blood areas, some things that I've learned about my body, my energy levels, and what was going on with my tooth. And I want to share that. And so that's what we'll be focused on, is understanding blood work and how it relates to what's happening in your body, because there's so much feedback that we can get from our own blood work. So if you'd like to be a part of that class, I would love to have you join us, but you have to be subscribed to the Good Journal. Have the best day, and I'll see some of you on Monday. Bye-bye.